Congresswoman, you're here today talking about affordability. What do you have to say to Americans who are concerned about the fact that you went into Congress with a negative net worth and now you're reportedly worth over $8 million? No comment?
I wish you people would stop reporting fake news. You don't know anything about me and my life. I was raised in a single-parent home. Every single thing my family and I have, we have earned. And you are reporting fake news. And you should be asking, well, do your homework. That's how you get clarity.
What should I be asking?
You should do your homework, and that's how you get clarity, okay? That's how you get clarity. Do your homework.
You're knocking capitalism, but isn't that... Thank
you. Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you guys pulling up today. Thomas Jefferson once warned that when public service becomes a career, corruption isn't too far behind. And whether you love the founders or critique them, that warning has aged very well. Now, let's be clear. The founding fathers weren't perfect. They were flawed men in a fallen world. But they understood something that we've forgotten. Power was supposed to be temporary. Service was supposed to be sacrificial. But in today's world, congressional public servants somehow leave office wealthier than Fortune 500 executives. Now, according to public financial disclosures, the median net worth of members of Congress is over $1 million, far above the median American household, which sits at around $192,000. Nancy Pelosi's reported net worth is estimated well over $100 million. Many long-serving members in both parties, I might add, routinely outperform the S&P 500 in stock trades. The average American pays taxes, works 40 to 60 hours a week, fights inflation, watches grocery bills climb. Meanwhile, career politicians, they grow wealth at rates that would make hedge funds blush. And here's the irony. Some of the loudest voices against capitalism somehow become multimillionaires while serving in the government. You can't preach class warfare while winning Wall Street. You just can't. And scripture says in Luke chapter 16, verse 10, whoever is faithful in little is faithful also in much. Public office is a trust, not a lottery ticket. And Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2 reminds us that when the righteous increase, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people groan. And let's be honest, a lot of Americans are groaning. This isn't about left or right. It's about integrity. If public service turns into personal enrichment, the people lose faith. And when trust erodes, republics decline. And we're literally watching that right before our eyes. The real question isn't whether politicians should be wealthy. The question is this: are they serving the people or are they serving themselves? And at some point, citizens have to decide whether enough is enough. Hit that like button, share that video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
This is a Fox News alert. It looks like Ilhan Omar isn't the only Millionaire Squad member. Now, our team dug into open secrets and financial disclosure reports. What we found is that when Ayanna Pressley was elected to Congress back in 2018, she had a negative net worth. You fast forward to today, she's worth $1.3 million with assets worth up to $8 million.
Can somebody in the comment section answer me? How does this happen? How does someone in 2018 have a negative net worth, negative $12,500, and in a span of 10 years, be worth over $1 million with assets upwards in the $8 million range? How does this happen?
Massive increase in just 6 years, especially for someone on a $174,000 congressional salary.
And let me say this, $174,000 is nothing to poo-poo. If I'm not mistaken, that number is roughly, around 3 times the average median wage, right? But there's no way you get, in 6 years, you get from 174 and you're able to stack, save, and invest upwards of over $1 million. That's just not possible.
Impressive, really. But how did she do it? Well, part of its property in 2024, Pressley reported owning a Martha's Vineyard rental worth up to $5 million, as well as multiple Boston rentals worth up to $1 million each. Now, for context, back in 2019, she only reported owning one property in Boston. We're also learning days before Presley was sworn into Congress, her husband quit his $92,000 annual Boston City Hall job to start his own consulting firm called Conan Harris and Associates. And as we read more of the Congresswoman's financial disclosure reports, we learn that her husband also saw his income jump while he was in Washington. His client list consists of some government organizations, including one with deep ties to the Obama Foundation. But as he started his firm and seeked new clients, he faced ethics concerns because of Presley's job in Congress. Quote, as Harris's days dwindled in the city's Office of Public Safety, he used his city-issued email account to pitch Walsh's chief of staff on staying on as a consultant. City officials say they did not solicit nor accept the offer, and state ethics laws bar municipal employees from knowingly using official resources for personal gain. Now, we asked Presley for comment, and we even invited her on. She did not answer. But Fox Business anchor David Asman joins me now. He's been looking over this information. And David, there's nothing wrong with gaining financial resources. We see this a lot in Congress, but there are questions.
Well, and you go back to the 1930s, the last when movies began. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I mean, it's happened for a long time. It happens in both the right and left. But what's so rich is that this is coming from anti-capitalist squad members.
Yes.
people who spent their life denigrating our capitalist system and saying how bad it was. In fact, Congresswoman Presley came out with an ex-post just a year ago. She and her fellow squad members, of course, constantly condemn capitalism. But she says Donald Trump and Musk want big banks and bad actors to run rampant and take people for a ride. They want to pillage the government and make themselves rich. Well, she's the one who's been pillaging the government. Now, again,
doesn't it sound like the pot calling the kettle black? Doesn't it sound like that? But at the same time, they have to tell you what they're doing. And that's why she can make a post like this, because that's exactly what she's doing. She's doing that. She's using her position in the government to enrich herself and her husband. We know how Elon Musk got his money. We know how President Trump got his money. And they were both rich before they had anything to do with the government. Matter of fact, the president actually lost money the first time that he was in office. But all of these people tend to gain. It's outrageous. And we as the American people, we have to start calling this out. We have to.
Where did you make all this income? From the rental property?
Sir, I submit a financial disclosure, just like everybody else. There's nothing to see here. Thank you.
Is it appropriate for members to make so much money when they're in office? Should there be rules there? Financial disclosure reports show that the wealth of Presley and her husband Conan Harris swelled from $12,000 in 2019 to as much as $8 million. 5 rental properties earn them up to $350,000 annually. Presley once advocated to suspend rent during the pandemic. She pushed policies for struggling homeowners.
These little to no cost bills help people remain housed.
Presley's husband is an ex-con who went from serving a decade in jail before they were married for drug trafficking to raking in up to $1 million a year as a business and management consultant.
There are many times where we can see that the spouse is the person who may be bringing in the most income.
Some lawmakers resist restrictions on outside earnings. Do you think that there should be changes, some different rules about what members can make while they're in office?
These are presumably right-wing reports designed to try to undermine our members, and there's nothing credible that has been suggested that I've seen.
But other members worry about their colleagues cashing in on congressional service.
The idea that people's net worth balloons at that level is yet another erosion of public trust.
There was one of the first aphorisms I learned is politics is the art of turning influence into affluence.
Now, the money also followed Presley's fellow squad member Ilhan Omar to Congress. A House committee is probing how assets belonging to Omar's husband grew into the millions. Brett?
Chet Burgum, live.
This is what they do. They get out here and talk about how bad capitalism is while they actually capitalize on the very system that they try to demonize. These people have no shame. And what y'all have to understand when it comes to those that want a quote unquote socialist or communist type system, the 99% end up poor, destitute, and in food lines, owning nothing and being told to be happy about it, while the top 1% hoard all the resources. That's what they want. That's what we're witnessing. These people are walking hypocrites. And they should be ashamed of themselves, but they're not.
Ayanna Pressley, when she first ran in 2018 and she got elected in January 2019, her net worth was minus $12,500. Fast forward to 2025, her net worth is $8 million. Her income as a city councilor was $97,000 a year, and her husband, Conan Harris, he earned $92,000. So that's about less than 200 grand in Boston. Not a lot of money if you think about it. Okay, but that led to a net negative net worth. So just days before she took office, Harris resigned from his public sector job to launch Conan Harris and Associates, a management consultant firm that quickly grew lucrative. By 2019, the firm reported $148,000. So he went from $92,000 to $148,000 in the firm, escalating between $100,000 and $1 million annually by 2024. If you grab the timeline here, so Presley sworn in on January 3rd, 2019. On January 1st, 2019, he resigns from City Hall and he launches his consultant firm and he registers it on January 15th. So that's less than 2 weeks later, he registers this. And then suddenly he's going up from $148,000 in the first year all the way up to $1 million annually a year. So when you have these consultant firms and you have a wife that's a congresswoman, it's like, pay this money here and we'll make sure she does this. And there's no legal, we haven't found anything illegal she's done. So that needs to be said out there. There's nothing that is some kind of like smoking gun. She's done something illegal. It's just how it is. You want to be rich? Get into Congress.
Thomas Jefferson said it, man. He said it. He warned that, hey, when public service becomes a career, corruption isn't far behind. And we're seeing it. We're seeing lifelong politicians. These people are on their deathbeds carrying oxygen containers and things of that nature. And they will not leave office because there is entirely too much money. I mean, come on, man. We have politicians that have been in office for 50 plus years. This is ridiculous. This is not what the founding fathers envisioned when it came to Congress, when it came to the Senate or the House of Representatives. Now, they did put, ballot or checks there, as far as president. So we don't have a king. They did that. But I really wish that they would have wrote this into the bylaws of the Constitution that term limits on the Senate, term limits in the House of Representatives. This isn't supposed to be a career. It's supposed to be act of service to the country, no different than anybody else that serves this nation from the military. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts about any of this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. In the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.